And good morning. Welcome to today's races here at Laurel Park. I'm Stan Salter. There's Keith Fustel out by the historic Laurel Park paddock. Beautiful weather it looks like, but unfortunately off the turf once again today. But a competitive 9-race card. Let's talk about Thursday, Keith, real quick. We were off the turf yesterday and some big payouts just like last weekend when we were off the turf. How about the early pick 5? Early pick 5, that paid over $1,000. It was a big day for our top two leading trainers. Claudio Gonzalez, our leading trainer, he had a 3-win day. Then our second leading trainer, Damon Deldavico, had a 2-win day. He won the last race with Go Amanda, the 5-year-old Maryland bred by Freedom Child. Go Amanda paid $12.80. Your leading rider, Horacio Caramanos, got the win there. It was a thrilling stretch battle between Caramanos, your leading rider, and the top leading apprentice rider, Charlie Marquez, was on the favored tenderness for Jamie Ness, but the crafty veteran Caramanos, your leading rider, he got the win on Go Amanda. So they hit the pick 6 once again yesterday. That paid a little over $1,300. Late pick 5 paid over $1,200. So still some big payouts to be had here, even though these races have been coming off the turf recently.
Yeah. They've come off the turf. Handle's been taking a little bit of hit, but there is still value to be had at Laurel Park, and it's evident. You're seeing it in the pick 5s, and that's probably your best alternative on days like this.
All right, so let's get right to it here. Let's talk about the Stronach 5. It's Friday, Stronach 5 day here at Laurel Park. Starts Laurel Park, race 7, first leg. Gulfstream Park, race 9 is leg B. Then leg C is go right back here, Laurel Park, race 8. Leg D is Laurel Park, race 9. And then we wrap it up. Golden Gate Fields is in the mix. Golden Gate Fields, race 2 is leg E. So those are the times. We start 3:58. Laurel Park, race 7 today. We'll kick off the Stronach 5, and we're off the turf. So let's get I still have Thursday's PPs here, Keith. Let's get the Friday here. The Stronach 5, race 7 off the turf. That's going to go a flat mile on the main track. Race 8, leg C, was originally carded on the main track. Then leg D will be 5.5 furlongs on the main track. So there's the lineup for the Stronach 5. Let's show you the track and weather conditions off the turf. But the main track looked pretty good this morning when I was out there looking at it, Keith, and they're working on it now. Looks like it'll be a perfect, fair, playing fast track when we kick things off. So look at that green turf course, but just too much rain earlier this week. So no turf today, but the main track looks great, doesn't it?
It looks outstanding. Plenty of moisture within that racetrack. Very, very tight. It's going to be quick this afternoon.
Let's tell everybody how you can watch and bet all the action with First Bet. New sign-ups to First Bet. Heck of a promotion for you here. Use promo code SportiveKings, and you get that $10 credit up to a $500 bonus on First Bet. Your favorite ADW. You get betting, live video, and replays for more than 300 tracks on First Bet. Let's get right to race 1 here. Race 1's going to kick off the popular early pick 5. Paid over $1,000 yesterday with a couple short prices in the mix. It still paid big. It's a mandatory payout on this early pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Let's take a look at my ticket, a $36 play. Very affordable play. You can check out all of our tickets and picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section, race 1 is a 3-horse field. The Hall of Famer King Leatherberry is going to have the favorite here with the 11 Para Cha-Cha with the 7-pound apprentice Leonardo Carujo. So Leatherberry going to be the favorite here in a 3-horse field to kick things off. I used the 11, but I also used Jevion Toledo on the 3, Mind to Hold from the Henry Walters barn. Toledo, our second leading rider here, so I use him. So I go 3-11 to kick it off. Race 2, I know you like the early pick 4, Keith. Race 2, I go 1-2-6 there. The 6, Dixie Draw, my top pick at 9-2. The 3 is a nice maiden 40 going a mile on the main track. The 7, Joseph is Real, gets Caramanos. The 5, Paint Music for Me, gets Toledo. And then you have the first time starter named Ripken by Frisian Fire with Kevin Gomez. So I go 2, 5, 7 in race 3. Race 4 is our feature of the day. Top line growth, last year's Iowa Derby winner. It's a nice upper level allowance race going a mile. Jon Jones is in there. Ty Bold, for Claudio's in there. Tybolt, my top pick at 6-1, but Jon Jones, he'll be one tough customer. And the 3, Awesome DJ for Jose Corrales. Big win last out at Delaware for Awesome DJ. Then I single, and I don't normally single on maidens, especially cheap maidens, but it looks like Grand Motion and Dark Hollow Farm have the horse to beat in race 5. I'll single on the favorite there in race 5, the 8 Security Breach with Weston Hamilton aboard. Let's take a look here at this 3-horse field in the opener. We're off the turf, going a flat mile here in race 1, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 2, Lifetime. I have a hard time pronouncing this horse's name, so I'll just pronounce the trainer's name, who's in the Hall of Fame. King T. Leatherberry, looking for his first win this summer. He gets 7 pounds off with the apprentice, Carujo. This horse, a good second at this level. Last out, late July, going a mile on a sloppy track. So at least he has a good recent effort on the main track. I put him on top. You pick him second.
Okay, I'm going to go with the 10. I've got a plan. They're all 3 out of the same race. I've got a plan. Did all of the dirty work last time out, right? When chasing the speed around the racetrack, that was Damon's horse, Absalom, which just kind of galloped in there. But I've got a plan. I went back and watched that video again this morning. Just faded ever so slightly late. And the beneficiaries were the 11, the Parati Kachaka, and Mind a Hole. But I think today's going to be a little bit different. This horse has a better number than these other 2 horses back going a mile. I think this horse is just going to dictate it, Stan. I've got a plan. Donna Lockhart, report to the winner's circle.
All right, and the other horse in here, the 3, gets Toledo aboard for Henry Walters. This horse in good form, good third on a sloppy track last out, a sharp turf score to break the maiden the time before, so he's in good form at least, and you get Toledo's second leading rider. So there's our numbers in the 3-horse race to kick things off. The match race we had last Saturday was a thrilling stretch battle, so let's hope for a good race here in the opener to kick off the early pick 5. You like the early pick 4, starts in race 2. Let's check out your ticket and see how you play it.
I'm going back real quick on race 1, Stan. I can't believe Bryce came out of there. Here's a horse that just galloped on the main track. I know, albeit a sloppy track at Monmouth. Whew. Gustin Stable, they got a lot more money than me. I'd be running that horse as fast as I could to the starting gate against that group in the opener. Anyhow, on to the second and the early pick 4. Race 2, 2 deep with the 3 and the 6. Kelly Smile and Dixie Draw stand 2 deep in the second leg. Race 3, Paint Music for Me. Joseph is Real. Coming off a troubled trip, 2 races back in that debut try. I think it's going to stretch out just fine here for Damon Dilladovico. 4th race, we go 3 deep in there. 2, 5, and 6. What a horse race we've got here. This is like a stakes race. Race 4 this afternoon. Race 5, 1, 3, and 8. They're the logical contenders in the 5th. Claudio actually probably going to be the 3rd longest price out of those 3 horses, I would think. I think plenty of play is going to come in on Security Breach and Back Charge. $18 for your early pick 4 ticket. And Stan, we're seeing it. We're a little different on some of these picks in the earlier races, and that's what causes some of these payouts. I mean, they're contentious races. They may not be the biggest fields, but they are certainly difficult to come up with a single.
And you beat a couple 4 to 5 shots, and that's how you get a big $1,000 payout on the early pick 5 yesterday. So let's take a look here. Race 2 was originally carded on the main track, going 2 turns, a mile and a 16th, 25,000 starter allowance, 3 and up. Never won 2. Lifetime, I go with the 6, Dixie Draw. We both go with Dixie Draw at 9 to 2. Angel Cruz been on a roll recently. Rides this 4-year-old by done talking for Dale Capuano. A positive effort coming off the long layoff. That was the 4-year-old debut, late July, going a mile on a sloppy track, and a real positive effort, second behind Mucho Macho Eddie. And this horse, a couple good efforts on a fast track as well. So I go with the 6, Dixie Draw on top, just like you.
Yeah, we see the stat there on the race for second off of this type of layoff. 39% from a decent sample size. Big ROI for Dale Capuano. Dixie Draw was protected off the layoff from September to July. I think this horse has been fine with the blinkers. Positional speed, I think, is going to move up a little bit. Only has to improve a couple lengths really off of that return try to get the job done. But fairly tight field here. The 3 interests me. Kelly Smile, I think this horse from the inside will have plenty of speed. Comes out of a very, very fast race. Those internals were awfully strong. I have a little stat here for Anthony Ferrier, Stan. Past 3 years, dirt routes, second off the claim. He's 4 for 19, 21%. Solid. But look at that ROI, 489. So you're going to catch some value. Kelly Smile should be in that 3-to-1 range when it's all said and done. I think he's going to be a forward factor throughout against this particular group.
All right, let's take a look here. Race 2. All right, so we both used the 3. All right, well, I didn't get to the 5 here. Welling ease last out. Runs back here within a month. Does have a work since that last outing where he was eased. Had a decent 49-4 work August 2nd here at Laurel Park. I'm kind of taking a wait and see approach here with Welling. But at this level, he is dropping this 4-year-old son of Curlin. He's well bred. He's in for the for sale sign today for $25,000.
Yeah. That's the concern, right? He's a Maryland bred. You got that bonus money you can get, Stan, the breeder bonus and the Maryland bred bonus. I don't know. The 2 back racers really going on a sloppy sealed surface, just kind of laid an egg in the other then. You're right. Tough read for me. Welling brings his best race. He certainly can defeat this field.
And you get the 5-pound apprentice on the 1, Bellarmine Hall for Jamie Ness. Charlie Marquez rides his 3-year-old son of Bellamy Road. A good second 2 starts ago up there at Parks, and not so good. Had a rough trip on the turf last out, but I think this horse is probably better on the main track. Had a real big second last March up there at Parks going a mile, so he'll be dead fit for the distance. He's in good form. Marquez should be able to get a ground-saving trip here on the 1. Bellarmine Hall is going to be one of the horses to beat in this race.
Yeah, that June 29th race at Parks, that winner came back to run a good number. I believe it was a 76 in an A other than. That's what I think it's going to take to win this race, a lower 70. Bellarmine Hall fits. He doesn't have a big move in him. He's a grinding type. He'll have to just get position. I don't know if he's going to want to maybe get out and circle, but he's a factor. I might have him lined a little too low at 2. What do you think? I don't know. This Welling, off the drop could be the favorite. This was a tricky little race to line shorter field, but I like Dixie Draw this stat here with Dale in the stat for the 3 Kelly Smile. I think those 2 are going to be around a long way.
All right, you asked my opinion. I think you have the favored right here.
Yeah,
Bellarmine
okay.
Hall's in decent form on the main track for Jamie Ness, one of the leading trainers in the country, and you got one of the leading apprentices in the country, Charlie Marquez. So that makes the 1 the favorite. The 5 was eased last time. Not even sure the 5 should be in today, but it does have a decent work since that last race being eased. Let's turn the page here. Race 3 off the turf. We're going a flat mile here in race 3. Maiden claiming 40,000 3-year-olds and upward. Going a flat mile. I go with the 7. Joseph is Real for Damon Dill DeVico. The barn had a 2-win day yesterday. Caramanos, your leading rider. This horse is going to show a little more speed today on the stretch out to a mile. Just has run a couple faster races. A good third sprinting on the dirt in debut, maiden 40, and then the blinkers went on last time sprinting on the turf, maiden special weight, and a good third that day. So turf, dirt, doesn't matter. This horse has run a couple good races. He's bitonalist out of a tail of the cat mare. The 1 mile distance shouldn't be any problem. You get Caramano, so we both go with Joseph is Real on top.
You saw Damon yesterday with In Class nearly steal it, right? Stand on the front end, just gave up late, but grudgingly gave up through the final 16th of a mile. Yeah, that was a good debut back on June the 8th. A little bit of trouble at the break. Good acceleration. He kept on charging through the final 16th of a mile. I think Joseph Real's right to the front. Tonalist on the stretch out. Good, about 17-18%. I really would have liked it if this track stayed off because the Tonalists are really liking the off track at about 23%. But I'm going to still stay with Joseph Israel. Going to be a short price in race 3.
All right, the 5 Paint Music for me. A first-time gelding today for Michelle Nevin. They paid a bunch of money for this horse by Munnings, and a decent second last January here at Laurel Park on the main track, going a mile, maiden 40. Not so good, beaten, favored late January of this year. Then the race early March was just okay, but the race on January 1st, that lets you know this horse does have some talent. He's by Munnings. He costs $220,000 as a yearling, and now he's a first-time gelding today, so that might wake him up. And you get first-time Toledo on the 5 Paint Music for me. We both throw in the mix.
Yeah, had a little trouble in that January 1st race. Forced in a little bit of the break, got up into position, just couldn't quite sustain. But Paint Music for me comes back, reported gelding. Certainly works. Michelle Nevin used to win a lot of races down here, but I went back and looked. Only 2 for 29 in the last 2 years at Laurel. When this barn used to dominate when bringing horses down here, especially maidens. But Paint Music for me off the freshening certainly works in here.
All right, the 2 Ripken, a first-time starter from the Sharon Banford barn. Sharon bred this horse as well, a Maryland bred by Frisian Fire out of a Rock Hard 10 mare. The mare, Rock Hard and Noble, she was a hard knocker. She won 4 races from 27 starts, made $113,000 on the racetrack. This is her first foal. Is geldings by Frisian Fire. It looks like they were trying to get him on the turf. You see a bunch of turf works on the tab here, but it should be fit to get the mile in debut. Kevin Gomez will ride, so I throw Ripken into the mix here for the debut.
Absolutely, got to root for the home team, right? We got Sal, we
sorry.
got Cal, so yeah, Ripken works. The mare was a hard knocker. I went back and looked at it. We'll be interested to see, staying here on the dirt, is that really where he wants to go, or does he want to be a turf horse? But we'll get a gauge this afternoon. My boy Patty looking at the breeding, bottom side, lone sibling, okay, 11 for 50 on the dirt. The try was encouraging on the turf stand. This is a barn. I think this was the first runner for this particular trainer, a little at a ground. I think my boy Patty will certainly transition and make a run from just off of it.
All right, so we both have the 7 on top. I'm having a hard time hearing you this morning, Keith. They have the volume all taped up behind here. I can't adjust the volume. Somebody turned it down, or somebody turned your volume down.
If it makes you feel better, Stan,
turn the page.
I've got to hear you through the volume. I can't hear you through my IFB.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I said I have to listen to you through the paddock speakers today. It was a little technical difficulties. We'll get through them.
All right, that's okay. Something going on. All right. Oh, here we go. Race 4 to kick off the middle pick 4. We also start the 20-cent Rainbow pick 6 here in race 4. They hit it for $1,300 yesterday. Let's check out Tim Tulloch's ticket, see how he plays it this afternoon. He goes with the all button here in race 4. Race 4, a big feature of the afternoon, an upper level allowance feature going a flat mile. He hits the all button in here. I don't blame him. And then his single comes in race 6. His single is the 7 Fast Master. That's my best bet of the day. So I like Tim's ticket this afternoon, $43, 20-cent play. You can check out his ticket, study it some more on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Here we go, race 4. This also kicks off the middle pick 4. It's a third level allowance condition, optional claiming $50,000 going a mile. You have multiple stake winners in this race. Jon Jones, the 8-year-old Maryland bred, still going strong. He's made almost $600,000. What a claim this horse has been for Lacey Gaudette and Matthew Scherer. This horse, Jon Jones, put Lacey on the map. Got her rolling. He'll be tough. I use him in the exacta. The 2 top line growth is last year's Iowa Derby winner. So let's start right there. This is his 4-year-old debut. This Maryland bred, homebred for the Elkstone Group by Tapazar. Let's show you how he wrapped up his 3-year-old campaign last September here at Laurel after he got put up to win the Iowa Derby. Here's the big win against second-level allowance company. He beat some tough horses in this race, didn't he, Keith?
Oh, yes, he did. And you certainly get a little concerned sometimes when you see your runners, especially at that mile distance, being hung out 5 or 6 wide. But top-line growth, the way he was going at that time off of a good third to Smarty Jones, he was just loving his return back to Laurel Park, right, from Parks. And just a big effort. Really wasn't set down to the top of the stretch. Has to do some work past the 8th post, but is going to dispose of Avenue McLeana and go ahead and go clear. We saw that second-place finisher come back to win. Yeah, but off since September. That's the real question. The barn has not had a lot of success of late with these type of layoff horses, but he certainly brings a lot of talent here this afternoon. Top line growth, lined at 5-2. Another very difficult race to line. I do think they're going to end up on him as the fave, but you don't have my 5 in the top selections. I've got him on in your selections. I got him on top. Compounded. He's pretty much a lightly raced horse. Only 8 starts as a 4-year-old. Top line growth was 7, but this horse, I think, is just getting better. And I think the opening quarter of a mile is going to be key for this particular race. Taco Supreme, a hard gauge, stretching out from the sprints. He's going to be guns ablazing in the front, or will he take a rating tactic? If he does, I think Compounded is a horse that can relax, separate themselves from the field around the turn, and hopefully hold on. Someday Jones, who hooked him last time at Delaware, is a very, very good horse. We saw him win a Native Dancer. Compounded looks like a horse that's on the improve for me, and I think you're going to get a pretty decent price in that 7-2, 4-1 range.
Yeah, well, I guess that's why Tulloch hits the all button in this race. It's what we have 6 in here, no scratches. This is like a stake race. It's a $47,000 purse. Yeah, I don't use the 5 compounded. You get Toledo on that Super Saver 4-year-old colt, and Taco Supreme trying a mile. Once again, he tried a mile before and didn't hit the board. Last year's Maryland Million sprint winner. Maybe the sprints didn't go, so they want to give him a race, and now they're going a mile. You get Caramanos to ride for Damon. The barn had a 2-win day yesterday. So, yeah, I didn't get to the 5 compounded, but I can't fault his recent form. He's razor sharp right now for Jorge Duarte Jr. and Colts Next Stable. So 6 Tybolt. How about Tybolt? Forget about the turf experiment last time. He's 0 for 3 on the turf. That was a hustle or something, 5-force field. Maybe they were hoping it would come off the turf or something that day. But look at the races before that. 2 big seconds to Harper's first ride on the main track, going a mile on the main track at this level. 3 other than open allowance. So there's no Harper. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's some tough customers in here. But Harper's first ride would fit in here, right? So I put the 6 Tybolt on top. Angel Cruz and Claudio, they've been rock solid recently. They're 30% here in Maryland with a positive ROI. So I like the price I get on the 6 Tybolt. Claudio, our leading trainer, had the 3-win day yesterday. So you like the 6 as well.
Yeah, there's a horse they've kind of disrespected at the windows, Stan. Say for that one race you go back at Parks where Compounded beat him. He's a little different horse right now, Tybolt. He's improved. He's not quite Harper's first ride, but what he brings to this race, I think, is maybe the best sustainable run. He's got a stamina build-up edge, maybe over a horse like Top Line Growth, maybe not the sheer talent of a Top Line Growth, but Tybolt, I think if it's a little bit of a wave of horses, he might be that last one, Stan, and get up in time. Absolutely. I am not going to dismiss him, and I'm hoping he gets kind of disrespected again at the windows.
Sure. All right. Yeah, because how about Jon Jones? I use Jon Jones in the exacta here. Joan Rosado rides this 8-year-old son of Smarty Jones for Lacey Gaudetta. A sharp win back in February, then came back after the break early June, and a useful third behind Harper's first ride and Tybolt. Maybe needed a race, but he still ran pretty big race. We know Jon Jones well. He's a 10-time winner here at Laurel Park, a multiple stakes winner here at Laurel Park. When he's on his A game, he's still right there against this kind of group.
Yeah, I think he used to be a little quicker. Okay, I don't know. He's taken the rating, though. I mean, they've done a good job of getting this horse to kind of, maybe as he's gotten older, to set a little bit further off the pace and bring that run. From the rail, what's it going to be here in that first quarter of a mile? We talk the inside break, getting that position. What's it going to cost them against a really good group of horses? But, man, you got to love the job that Lacey has done with Jon Jones.
All right, so the 2 top-line growth we both used. How about the 3 Awesome DJ? A big win up at Delaware last hour with a 90 buyer speed figure. That was a lifetime best for this 4-year-old son of Awesome Again. We've seen Jose Corrales get these Awesome Agains pretty good. You get 5 pounds off with Charlie Marquez, so Awesome DJ. He rounds out a solid field here of upper-level allowance runners going a mile.
Corrales is on about as good a stretch as he's been on, Stan, in a while, wouldn't you think?
Sure.
He's holding steady, 18, 20, 21%. Runners, he's got everything in the barn. You name it, top to bottom, 5,000 up to these allowance-type horses. Awesome DJ, though. This is really going to be the test for him. He couldn't quite do it 2 races back against, I think, a little bit softer field. Went up to Delaware, beat an improving horse. I think that was Super John's 3-year-old debut for Service. He's a horse that's kind of an up-and-comer. But you're going to get the best value, I believe, on this horse. He's really going to have to bring that race back from Delaware, maybe even a little bit more if he's going to beat this group.
All right, so nice upper level, a 3rd level allowance feature to kick off the middle pick 4 and the rainbow pick 6. The Laurel Park only late pick 5 starts in race 5. The popular national wager, the Stronach 5, starts in race 7. I have a ticket for that. We'll check it all out right after this.
By 3, by 4, and moving away.
All right, the former Preakness runner, Mucho Macho Man, doing well as a stallion down there in Kentucky. Here we go. Race 5 kicks off Our late pick 5, no carryover. They hit it yesterday for 1,200, but as always, that low 12% takeout. Late pick 5 starts in race 5 today. We also kick off the rolling super high 5 with that low 15% takeout. There's the carryover, $939 in today's super high 5 starting in race 5. Race 5, we're off the turf, going a flat mile. Maiden claiming 16,000 3-year-olds and upward. The 8 Security Breach is going to be a monster favorite in here. 3 to 5, 4 to 5. Weston Hamilton rides his 3-year-old son of honor code for Grand Motion. They dropped to this maiden 16,000 last time it came off the turf. He ran a useful second on a sloppy track. Yes, he was the beaten favorite at 4 to 5, and got a low buyer speed figure. That was a slow race. But there's some races earlier this year against maiden 40 going long on the main track, and he ran a couple decent efforts. So if we can see that kind of efforts, and maybe he didn't like the slop last out, but still ran an okay second because it was a cheap maiden 16. So maybe on a fast track today at this maiden $16,000 level, he should be able to get the job done. He catches a soft group with this race coming off the turf, back charge. He's nothing special. I guess he'll be the favorite. He was entered main track only. But I go with the 8. The 8's going to be the favorite. Back charge will be second choice. I go with the 8 on top.
Yeah, Security Breach, they tried the turf 2 races back, and I thought that might boost his game a little bit, being out of Joy, who ran well on the turf, but it really didn't bring a whole lot of run on the table. We had an inside trip, no real kick. Last time out, the speed was pretty good that afternoon on that sloppy track, especially earlier on. Pardon the pun, went ahead and dictated for Salzman and whistled. He's another one. He just kind of grinds it along. I think back charge off of that last race is, once again, looking back at some of his other dirt races, he's going to go to the front. He's going to go ahead and try to steal this race here for Schoenfeld. But Hostile Witness, second time Claudio, and offers value in here with Cruz, the way this jockey trainer. How about the combination the last 30 days, Stan? 6 for 14, 43%, those two together. So Hostile Witness stretching back out, second time in the barn. Claudio, maybe we can get like 4 to 1, 9 to 2 on that one, and wear down the speed of back charge. It looks like one of those 3 there in race 5.
All right, so race 5 off the turf to kick off the late pick 5. Late pick 4 starts in race 6. Race 6 originally carded on the main track. It's a good race. We're going 7 furlongs, claiming 10,000 3 and up. Number 1, 2 Lifetime. We both have the favorite on top. I make the 7 Fast Master my best bet of the day. 8 to 5 morning line here for trainer Jamie Ness. He runs first off the claim for Ness. Charlie Marquez, the 5-pound apprentice, will ride. The last couple races have been on the turf, but he's probably better on the main track. Let's show you the big win against Maiden Special Weight here at Laurel last January, going 6 furlongs on the main track. Keith, here they are turning for home. He's going to rally from just off the pace here and get up going 6 furlongs. I think he'll love the 7 furlongs, especially at this level today.
Yeah, the Cairo kid looked long gone past the 3/16, but Fast Master didn't. No, he wasn't going to let him go. What a good run. Sustainable run under a strong ride there by Weston Hamilton. Reels in the leader late to go clear by 2 and some change. Yeah, a couple tries after that, just so. The turf. Now he's a third-time gelding, first-time gelding on the dirt. You got to think if he moves up off of those dirt numbers, he's a stone-cold winner in here. But why is he in for 10? He's got a good work showing. I'm thinking this barn wants to win a race and lose him, is what it looks like to me. So that's I'm going to take the shot. Fast Master maybe he has one more in him to go ahead and rally past the speeds in there.
Yeah, he should have at this level. Yeah, the drop first off the claim, and this is a house horse for Ness, Jagger Inc. That's the Ness home stable. Maybe they just want to. I guess if they win and lose them, they break even or they make a little bit. But those 2 turf tries weren't that bad, and the maiden special weight win we just showed you there was a real nice win. So all right, so maybe the drop hopefully isn't something to be concerned about, because we both put the horse on top. He'll be a heavy favorite here with Charlie Marquez aboard. In race 6, the 4 Bambino. Sharp maiden score last out for Jose Corrales, going a mile. That was against maiden 10. He's well spotted today against 10,002 Life. I love that big win going a mile, now cutting back to 7 furlongs today. So Bambino, he'll be locked and loaded. You get the leading rider, Caramanos, aboard for Corrales. They're like 36% together here in Maryland, so they're pretty good. So I use Bambino second.
We talked about it the other day. Corrales' horse, some especially at these lower levels, they've been, running good races back to back to back. So they're holding form. Free and Clear last time just absolutely went by the field and jiggy jogged home. Gone home though. The race is going to go through him. I'll dismiss the last. A little bit better field. Got caught up in some battle, a pace battle early, backed up. He's going right to the front in here. 7 furlongs might be a touch too far, but the road is going to go through him. 7-2-4-1.
All right, so we both have Fastmaster on top here in race 6. The popular national wager, the Stronach 5 with that guaranteed $100,000 pull, industry low, 12% takeout. Stronach 5 starts Laurel Park, race 7 today. Let's show you all the action we have for the Stronach 5. We'll show you the lineup of races. Here we go. Laurel Park, race 7 leads us all. Let's just pop up the times. This board's cute with all the colors and stuff. Here we go. 3:58. Laurel Park, race 7 kicks it off at 3:58. So get your tickets ready by then. Then leg B, Gulfstream Park, race 9. Leg C, Laurel Park, race 8. Leg D is Laurel Park, race 9. Then we wrap it up. Golden Gate Fields in the mix. Leg E is Golden Gate Fields, race 2. I have a ticket for the Stronach 5. Let's check it out here. It's a very affordable $48 ticket for the Stronach 5. It might be a little chalky, the Stronach 5. It might be a little chalky. I don't have any real big adventurous prices on my Stronach 5 ticket. Might be a little chalky, but you get a couple favorites beaten, and you still get a $400 or $500 payout in the Stronach 5. So there's my ticket, a $48 play. Race 7 here at Laurel Park to lead it off. I go with the 9 on top in this race. The 9, Nick Papa Giorgio, but the 4, Tom Hagen will be tough. Leg C, which is Laurel Park, race 8. That's a nice allowance race on the main track. The 3, Galleria will be tough, and the 8, Bullet's Child, is very quick. And then leg D, Laurel Park, race 9. That's off the turf. The 3, Inside Risk, is going to be second choice, but it's getting 10 pounds from the heavy favorite. The 10 will make you happy for Farrier. The 10 will be the favored, but the 3, Inside Risk, who I also use, getting 10 pounds with Marquez aboard for Gary Capuanos. And I use the chalk. Leg B is it's Gulfstream Park, race 9. I used the 1-8 there. And then leg E at Golden Gate. I used the 3 favorites there at Golden Gate in race 2, the 1-3-7. Let's take a look here at Laurel Park, race 7 to kick off this Stronach 5. We're off the turf going a flat mile in race 7. Nice first level allowance condition, 3-year-olds and upward here. The 9, let's start with the 9, my top pick here. We're going to show you a video of Benny Havens. Even though that last race was on the turf, it was a real sharp effort. Benny Havens is live in here if he can convert that race. But the 9, Nick Papa Giorgio, just got beat a whisker going 9 furlongs last out. It was the same situation. This allowance level race came off the turf. That was late July. And a real big second, just got beat a nose. 74 Beyer speed figure. He beat Tom Hagen in that race. So I put these 2 back on top today. The 10, start with yes, your top pick. Had a sharp win first off the claim for Jerry Robb on a muddy track last out. Xavier Perez, he had the 3-win day, 2-win day yesterday. Both for Jerry Robb. They had that big win with Balfour first off the claim yesterday against Starter Allowance Company. So this looks like a nice claim here with the 10. Start with yes. So let's start there.
Okay.
Big price.
Yeah, I think this horse certainly works, and especially second time off the claim and off of a win for Jerry Robb. How about this the last 3 years on the dirt? Smaller sample, but he's 4 for 7 and 5% in the money with that kind of move. Yeah, I think this horse is going to move back up. We've seen it time and time again with these Jerry Robb horses off the claim. Keys up against some of the right horses on the go back. Universal Payday, a horse that ran big up at Saratoga, and a horse came out of that race to win down here. So I think start with yes will be poised from just outside the leaders. May even get aggressive and go to the front in here with the X-Man.
All right, so I used the 10. How about the 9, Nick Papa Giorgio? He'll be part of the early pace here with your leading rider, Horacio Caramanos, aboard for Jamie Ness. Tom Hagen, he'll be part of the pace as well with Angel Cruz aboard for Madison Myers. So going to be an early, interesting, the early part of this race is going to be interesting. Who's going to get to the front, you think? Tom Hagen, you have Nick Papa Giorgio. Start with yes with speed last time. It's going to be maybe a contentious early pace here.
And that might leave Nick Papa Giorgio at a shorter price and a little bit of a pickle stand. Will he make the first move if if Tom Hagen goes, does he lap outside of him? And then here comes Start with yes 3 wide. Who's going to have the toughest trip? It might be the 9 if he gets caught up in between horses having the battle, say from that far turn to the head of the stretch. So I like the spot that the 10's going to be in here. I think he's going to be able to relax a little bit and finish for Jerry Robb and Perez. Cousin Jimmy's a horse I've always chased. The blinkers go on. He might be a little bit better sprinting, but he's due to pop. You look at some of the other handicapping tools. His figures work, but maybe just a little bit better sprinting.
How about the 7, Benny Havens? Just ran a lifetime best last out. Yes, it was going 9 furlongs on the turf. Let's show you that race. Let's show you the stretch run. Benny Havens 22-1 this day. Here's the start. He didn't break very well. He got shuffled early, and he got in trouble turning for home. Well, once again, still a big fourth with a 78 Beyer speed figure.
Yeah, you see him. He's a little bit keen to go on early, and then he's going to get shuffled back towards the inside. And I tell you, you think it's over right now. Look at that. Check's taken up pretty sharply there. Gives up at least a couple lengths into the first turn. He only gets beat a length and a quarter when it's all said and done. And we're going to pick it up. I'm going to show you the stretch run, too, because he doesn't have the easiest of trips through the final eighth of a mile. He's going to have to maneuver from between horses, find a seam. He does past the eighth pole. But I like this finish. You're right, Stan. His numbers maybe on the dirt don't quite match up, but is the light bulb suddenly going on for this 3-year-old? Doesn't have a ton of experience, but maybe he's going in the right direction. He's going to have to step up probably 3 or 4 lengths here, but and he might get the trip too. That pace might get to contested around the turn, and if he brings any kind of finish like he did after that trouble, he'll be a force to be reckoned with here, and you will get a price on Benny Havens.
Yeah. He ran a decent race going a half mile on the main track at Timonium last August. We'll see how he does going a mile today here at Laurel Park. So nice allowance race going a flat mile to kick off the Stronach 5. Laurel Park race 8 is leg C of the Stronach 5. This race originally carded on the main track, going 6 furlongs. Nice first level allowance condition for Maryland bred, Maryland sired horses. I go with the leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez, with one of the hottest riders around, Angel Cruz. Gallerio, a sharp win last out, going a mile up at Parks, 80 Beyer speed figure. So I love the cut back to 6 furlongs today. This horse is good going 6 furlongs as well. He had a sharp win last February here at Laurel Park, going 6.5 against Maiden Special Weight. He won by 7.5 that day with a 79 Beyer speed figure. So he can win going short. He can win going long. He's in razor sharp form. Look at his recent form. All 1s and 2s here for the 3 Gallerio. So this was a nice claim for $25,000. They've won what? They've won 4 races with this horse and a bunch of checks. So this is a home run here. Home run claim for Claudio in the 3 Gallerio. Robert Bone won 2 races with Claudio yesterday. So there's hot connections here with the 3 Gallerio. I don't know who's hotter, the horse, the jockey, the trainer, or the owner. They're all hot here with the 3 Gallerio.
And we're seeing it. When these Claudio horses get in form like this, Stan, they can go 6 furlongs to a mile, no problem. They have a turn of foot. They can use it early. They can use it middle of the race, whatever is necessary. And they had the discussion, I'm sure, with the jockey pre-race. Okay, this is where we're going to make the move. Because this horse has got that 3/8 of a mile, almost a half mile sustainable run. Let's go use it. And they go and get a plan of attack. And usually it works out. And we talked about the jockey trainer of recent note. Absolutely deadly combination, Cruz and Claudio. I go to the 4, Whiskey and You. I don't know why the turf last time out, but I tell you, prior to that, 2 really, really big dirt sprint tries. One of them an off track and 2 other than behind Stroll Smoking. The time before that, a big sharp move. This horse has that turn of foot from 3/8 to the head of the stretch. We got a video, right, Stan?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Perfect.
Fire away.
All right, we're going to fire away. This is going to be the race from March the 8th on a fast track in which he's going to encounter this afternoon. Kerry Times, who's back in it again today, is out there battling with DC Fireman. They're going to set a pretty honest pace here, 22:45 flat, and just lurking. Whiskey and You. Look at this perfect trip. Just drafting into position, just under a little bit of coaxing past the 5/16, shifts out for a clear run, and Whiskey and You is just going to roll right on by. Came back, big try off the break, right, on that sloppy track, and a 2 other than. I just hope the turf race didn't throw him off form, Stan. That's the one thing Clement on the go back told us years and years ago. If you're in that kind of form, why do something a little different? We see some trainers, that's just their methods. They like to do it we'll see if Whiskey and You can come back to form. If he does, I think he's going to be right there.
How about the 8? Bullet's Child is very quick. He's going right to the front with your leading rider, Horacio Caramanos, aboard for Damon Del Devico. The barn, a 2-win day yesterday. This horse will be able to dictate every step of the early pace on the outside with Caramanos, with early speed. This is a talented 5-year-old by Freedom Child. He's won 2 of his last 3. He just won the Open A other than. Now he's in an easier spot today, the Maryland bred A other than. So Caramanos, so he just needs to break sharp on the outside, and then he can kind of do whatever he wants. If they're going slow, he can go right to the front. If they're going quick on his inside, he can get a nice stalking trip. But this horse, I don't know about stalking. Bullet's Child likes to go right to the front.
Yeah.
So he'll be right there. I like the fitness of Gallerio cutting back from those routes. That's why I put Gallerio on top. But Bullet's Child, he's going to be right there, turning for home. We'll see, and he showed he is a nice horse here. He's never been off the board, right? Yeah.
Beat Arrow on Fire, who came back to win yesterday. We saw opened up 5 on that field and held on by a length and some change. But Bullet's Child got a little bit of assist with a clear run after a slow break. Was able to kind of get through, drug his way to the front, and went on and dictated in that open allowance win. But I saw Damon here earlier before the show. I don't know if I've seen a horse as fast in recent years as this horse going a quarter of a mile. He is wicked fast. You just watch. He drags Caramanos into that turn. I know Brooks Robinson to his inside is pretty quick, but he wants no parts of this horse probably into the turn and around it. I think Bullet's Child will open up daylight. The biggest deal is if he has a little hiccup out of the gate and he has to use himself a little too much to get to the lead with a horse of Brooks Robinson to his inside, that might make him work a little harder. But, man, he's awfully fast. He carries it a long way in here. But Whiskey and You, need a little help up front. Might just get it, and he's going to offer, once again, a good price in that probably 4-1, 9-2 range.
All right, so real nice allowance race for Maryland breds here. Race 8, leg C of the Stronach 5. It kicks off the late daily double. Laurel Park, race 9's leg D of the Stronach 5 are off the turf. 5.5 furlongs, claiming 16,000. Everyone 3 or straight 3-year-olds. The 10, the 10's going to be the heavy favorite, going to be the horse to beat here with the X-Man aboard for Farrier. Just got beat at this level last out, going 7 furlongs, was in front and got in the game second. 70 Buyer speed figure. Now we cut back to 5.5 today, but he's got to carry 125 with Xavier Perez. The 3 inside Risk also has early speed. Sharp win last out, going 5.5, and only has to carry 115 with Charlie Marquez aboard. I was going to put the 10 Will Make You Happy on top, and then I saw the 10-pound weight difference, so I got to go with the 3 inside Risk, getting a big weight break here in race 9.
I can see it. You're going to get the trip, right? Stan should be able to save ground around the turn. Let those speed types do their battle up front. Nautical Nature pretty quick to 6, and the 10 Will Make You Happy. Second off the claim has been a good angle here for Ferry the last couple years. I think the 2 is an interesting little sort for Bobby Leaf. 2 tries at Delaware against a little bit less, but coming back to Laurel where he has some pretty good numbers and he can bring a closing punch into this particular group. 10-2-3, a little box of those 3 to get it done. Won't pay a whole lot, but hopefully that'll end your day.
Oh, yeah, the Stronach 5 might be a little chalky today because the Gulfstream leg B, and the final leg at Golden Gate, the favorites look tough in there, and the favorites in the 3 legs here at Laurel Park look tough. So it might be a little chalky, but you can just keep hitting that send button. Bet it multiple times. Stronach 5, you can bet it as many times as you want, right?
Yep, punch it. Was it Mike Ansell? You say punch it till your fingers bleed, right? Just keep on hammer it. But only takes one stranger, Stan, for a bet like the Stronach 5 to really blow up in nature. So, and we've seen it time and time again. We saw it yesterday with these races that Parch Ghost the other day, same thing. Yeah, nothing's a sure thing, right, in this game.
Nothing. All right, let's root for the Hall of Famer King Leatherberry here in race 1. He's going to have the favorite here, I think, with the 11. That's it. We're out of time. Good luck to you, Keith. Dave Robbins coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.